This video is about how to create events in the church application itself, church event app. You may have seen other videos as the overview of the church event itself. However, this one is centered on how to create event for the church that you've selected. And so you have to be logged in to be able to create this event itself. So now that you see it says log out, which means it's an indication that you're logged in. So you click on church events there, and it will take you to the current event in the system. So to create an event, you click on the plus icon, and this will show you a list of fields that you have to fill out. Some are optional, but some are mandatory. There are two fields that are mandatory. One, it's the program category, and most of those categories are system selected, but you have to have program category to select, as well as the presenter or the coordinator or the event coordinator has to be there for you to select one, and this is normally from your own church. And so from mine, I'll just select Carlton Foster, and there's no other fields that are mandatory, so now it's just to enter the fields that are required. And so I'm going to create an event. It could be any event for public evangelism or even for departments meeting. So for this one, I'm going to chances are create a department meetings. Let's say the Sabbath school monthly meeting, and this is just to keep us organized as we do our monthly meetings with communication and so forth. So it's going to be a Sabbath school. Instead of council meeting, let me just put monthly meeting, so that this information that I'm putting here will be shown for those who registered for it. So for department meetings, it's best to select the category department meeting itself for all departments meeting. You know, but the events, for example, a day at the park and so forth, that's different. So I'm going to choose, let's say, Sabbath, monthly, Sabbath even, let's say the end of the month. Let's say, let's choose 27 for the end of the month. And on Sabbath, we're busy, so let's say a lunch meeting, maybe at 3 o'clock after the service. We can all gather together, and it's going to be maybe 3 p.m., right? And so that's when the meeting will start every month, end of the month. And I'm going to make it recurring, make it, so say, for 1 hour, and have it a recurring, which is every month it will automatically create a meeting once the other one is expired. But normally you'd have to say, how long do you want this to go on for? Not forever, but for how long? So let's see, let me choose maybe the end of the year, December. Yep, and maybe next year, we'll do that. Oh, December 26th, that could be a holiday, so let's do the 19th. So if I select the 19th here, then that means that's the last time it will create a monthly meeting. Next year, I may have to modify this one and extend it also to the next year. So normally, you put an address here if there is a building that we need individuals to come to, so we can meet. And but normally for online meetings, you don't need an address. So if you notice here, I'm typing out the exact address format, including the commas and so forth. The system, the Google Map, needs those format in order to be able to get a good long and geocoding for this address. So I have to put all the and the city here is optional. It's just to let you know that sometimes there's a location is different from the city. So yeah, I've already selected the organizer, and so now if I have a meeting code, maybe somebody's not able to come to the meeting itself, but they would want to join via Zoom or one of the online system. So I'm going to put here the Zoom code, And this is another summary that shows up also on the display um, for the meeting. I'll put it here. I also say something as I type the summary here. The Zoom code only show up for those who register for the meeting. It won't show up in the detailed screen. Only when they register, they will get the code itself. And so normally here in the instruction, I'm going to put here some instructions that I need the members who signed up to attend this meeting. What do I want them to do or to bring or to be prepared for it? So here I said just please bring the accomplishments for your unit. We have a couple of units in the Sabbath school, and so we prefer if they bring their units accomplishments for the month so that we can discuss those. And I'm going to select a flyer here because some events it's best that pictures tell 1,000 words. I don't have a real flyer, but I'm just going to select a picture to show you something, an example of what will happen when you have a flyer or when you don't have a flyer. Most time it's best to have a flyer. And so here I'm going to select private because it's a department meeting, and only those who I invite to the meeting will see the meeting itself. No one else won't see it. Just let you know, public is for evangelism, church is just for those actives for the church itself, and private, as you know, only a few people will see it. So I'm going to hit submit, and there it is. There is the event. It's been created, and if you notice, it says there it's a private meeting. I'm going to create the next video. The next video is how to invite others to your meeting itself. And there's the address. If you notice, the geocoding has changed the zip code on it to the right place. And this is important for those who wants to don't have direction as to how to get to the meeting itself. They can always come here, click on the map to view it and to see the driving directions. So this is it. The meeting is now created, and every time a new event is created for my church, it shows up on the flyer itself. Sorry, on the slider. So only people in my church and those other visitors who have the app and selected this church as a visiting church, they too will see the event. So they will know the things that are going on at the church itself. However, because this is a private meeting, it only shows up on my screen. If you notice, this is the flyer itself. And if you notice, there's no information on there when it slides across the screen like that. Right? No information. It doesn't tell you what's going on. And this one here, for somebody who promoted the event in Philadelphia, shows up. So I'm going to remove the flyer from this event itself and to show you what it looks like when you don't have a flyer. Normally, if you have a flyer on your event, it's best so that the flyer have all the information that the user will be able to see. And if not, so I'm going to click here to remove it, and then just hit submit, right? And there it is, it's gone. So I'm going to go back now and look and see what happened, how it looks when you don't have a flyer. So this event that somebody promoted from Philadelphia in our area is not doesn't have a flyer. And what I just noticed too, there's a red dot that just pop up, which is anytime a new event is created in my church, and in the department itself, we will get an alert telling us that somebody just created a new event. That helps to the transparency of the group, so that you will know when something is going on at our church itself, right? So also we get an alert, and we'll look at that a little more. About, okay, here's the event itself without the flyer. So without the flyer, you notice you have what the event is about, the date of the event, and which ministry or which group or which church created this event. Because in that slider, a number of events can pop up. So there's the red icon that tells you that one event was recently created. When I click on that event screen, it will disappear. So only when a new event is created by some department at our church, it will show up right there as a notification. As well as we have an alert. If we go up here and look at the alert, it will tell us again which event was created. And it says, somebody created a new event, Sabbath School monthly meeting, created on this day, and then once was scheduled. This year, again, all the members of your church will see it if it is not a private meeting. You know, all the public and the church events will be shown up there as an alert, right? And so that's how you create an event for your church itself. Events are important. It let others know what's going on and help them to be organized for it, and it shows them, the dates of the event itself. One good thing about these events is that if you register, which is going to be the next video that I create, it will help you to remind you, and that's it. Yep, that's the end. Next video is how to invite others to your event.